One to our left on the aisle.
Josh Graham, WSJS, for RJ and for Coach. Just how surprised are you that this is the position you guys find yourself in at the end of the ACC tournament, likely to miss out on the NCAAs?
RJ?
Not a great feeling. Not the expectations that we had coming into the year. It's definitely frustrating, it's disappointing, but, one thing I can say about, this group is, we fight to the end. We're a resilient group. We may get kicked down, but we always get back up. And that's something that, has been the major theme for this whole team, so.
Yeah, never and never will be disappointed in these kids. I'm so proud and honored and thankful and appreciative to be one of their coaches and to be around them every day. And I'm sad and disappointed for them that we're in this position, and just very sad for them.
Middle of the room.
Joshua Dolgoff, UNC Sports Extra. Question for Coach Davis. What did you tell your guys in the locker room to kind of pick their heads up and keep a positive attitude for what was a tough end to the season?
Didn't say very much at all. One of the things that I try to do very rarely do I say very much after a game. I just got that from Coach Smith after a game. He just wanted to let emotions calm down and be able to give time to gather your thoughts. And I told the team that I'll talk to them when we get back to the hotel tonight.
Second row left.
Aaron Beard with the AP. Coach, you guys were within, down here, you guys were within 2, and they ran off 9 unanswered, mostly at the foul line. You guys were right there and just couldn't quite get over the hump. Was there anything in particular in that final sequence where the shots or whatever, you just weren't able to get ahead when you had a chance?
Well, we missed 5 free throws. That's huge. And so, we missed 5 free throws. I'm not saying we make all of them, but we had a number of opportunities to tie the ball game or make it a one-possession game. And I think in the middle of missing those 5 free throws, I think we turned the ball over twice as well. And so, again, down the stretch, the discipline and the details, the little things, free throws, taking care of the basketball. I think we missed a couple layups. It just didn't make the plays that you needed to down the stretch.
To our right.
Coach and RJ, Brian Murphy with WRAL. If you do have a chance to extend your season, be it in the NIT or some other way, would you like to continue playing? Would you accept a bid? And RJ, how do you think you and the team feels about playing in maybe a different tournament?
I'm not thinking about that at all right now. We just lost a game, and I'm thinking about them and thinking about this team, and that's the only thing on my mind right now.
Trayvon Miles, ABC 11 in Raleigh. Hubert, you talked a lot about outside noise when we started the season.
Yeah.
Do you think that got to your team this year at all, and if so, to what extent?
I do at times. I do. I've said that when you, the reality is, when you're speaking to a group in the locker room, and I've, communicated to them that I'm talking to more than 18 guys in the locker room. I'm talking to roughly 35 to 40 people. And so, yes, there's at times the noise, whether it's from the phone, the family, the friends, the fans, the agents, the workout guys, I think at times really hurt us.
Front row.
Coach Michael Code, WCHL and chapelboro.com. With Armando not really getting any minutes in the late second half, was his ankle was it not working?
Well, it wasn't working the entire game. It was, really difficult for him to get position or hold position down low on the post. Very difficult for him to make any moves. When he set screens, it appeared and looked difficult for him to get out of the screen. And then I can't remember when he came out. I think it was like the 15-minute mark. He said he couldn't go back in for the rest of the game. And so that's why we went with that lineup.
Back of the room.
Dick Cox for Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. Coach, can you talk, you mentioned a little bit about Baycott not being a factor, but can you talk about how they were really able to take away your inside game and force you into a lot of perimeter play?
Well, he is our inside game, and you really have to compliment Clark and Beekman. They're really good on-ball defenders. So I felt like in the first half, their physicality on the ball and the physicality in regards to Armando kept us out of the lane. In the second half, I thought we did a really good job of that. We got into the penalty early. We got to the free throw line. And, you know, when you work that hard to get fouled and get to the free throw line, you can't miss those 5 free throws. And so I felt like in the second half, we did a better job of getting off those screens and attacking the paint. And, you know, we just didn't make enough plays.
Questions for RJ as well, please. Front row, second row.
Adam Smith, Inside Carolina. RJ, just how do you personally sort of process the way last season was going at this time and the run you guys were able to go on to now? And, you know, it looks like you're on the outside looking in of the NCAA tournament. Just what is that like to try to process?
I mean, it's a lot of emotions just to see from last year the type of run we made, and, you know, like you said, looking at the outside end this year, it's tough. It's a tough position to be in. Just, you know, for myself, I'm a competitor. I'm going to compete till the horn blows. And, you know, it's just, for me, it's just frustrating. You know, it's not the way I wanted it to, the outcome to be today. I felt like, you know, like, there's plays that we could have made, you know, like Coach Davis said, you know, missed free throws, turning the ball over, just the little things. And it's been like that the whole year, just like attention to details, little things that we just needed perfected and that we didn't do in today's game. So,
To our left, aisle.
Yeah, Kip Coons from Press Box View. Hubert, 12 days ago when you played Virginia, really good three-point shooting effort by your guys. Did Virginia defend you differently today on the ball screens, or to limit the open three looks?
No, they didn't. I mean, they generally are very aggressive on ball screens. One of the things that we talked about was when coming off those ball screens, you got to get the ball out of your hands, and you got to be able to get the ball to an open guy, whether it's a pop or a roll, and be able to attack and get to the basket. At the end of the day, I felt like we had some really good looks from three. It's always, one of the things that has gone back to us is, our inconsistencies and our inability to shoot the ball from the outside. I mean, at the end of the day, statistically, we're the last in ACC in three-point shooting percentage. How to loosen things up, to get a little bit more space on the offensive end, is to be able to knock down some jump shots. And, we just weren't able to make enough.
To our right.
C.L. Brown, News and Observer. Hubert, if you were making a pitch to the selection committee on why this is an NCAA tournament team, what would your case be? What would your strength of the case be?
CL, I don't know. Again, I know it's hard for you guys to think that I'm not thinking about that. Our record is our record, and I know that, I think regardless of our record, I think we have shown throughout the entire year that we can compete and play and beat anybody in the country. And so, but CL down this, he's just, I know that we played a really tough non-conference schedule. I know that the ACC, for whatever reason, is undervalued as one of the elite, if not the elite, conferences in college basketball, and still trying to understand. I understand the quad is, and it could be a quad 1 win in November, but in March it's not. And so, but at the end of the day, we had chances, and for 8 or 9 of the 13 losses that we had, we were up in the second half. And so we had our chances.
Middle of the room.
Isabella Gascos, UNC Sports Extra. RJ, at the 2-minute mark, you guys were down by 2. Well, in those final 2 minutes, what was the offensive game plan?
Get the ball inside, attack. The weakest defender, I felt like, that last 2-minute stretch, we was able to get what we wanted offensively. We was able to get to the free throw line. We was able to, either penetrate, and hit the open guys for threes. And just from a defensive standpoint, just trying to speed them up a little bit. We went through like a diamond press, kind of got a little bit of turnovers on their end, but they was able to break it. So I just felt like if we, did that a little bit more earlier in the second half, it would have been a different outcome.
Okay, thank you, guys.